Sometimes things suck. What do you do when hardships come your way? When a trial hits you in life, what is your reaction? Mine was feeling alone, things falling apart all around me, which leads to not wanting to move at all. Sleepless nights, all those fun things. In this stage, I didn't want to trust God. I didn't want anyone close to me. I knew all those things. Isaiah 26:3, you'll keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Philippians 4:6-7, be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will keep your hearts and minds through Jesus. Did I do that? No. Looking back, this is where I should have been by him the most. Looking back, this is where he was present to help me. God has ways of speaking to you that at the end of the day makes you feel, how can anyone be so special to him? All I did was ignore him. When I didn't want to hear him, he still spoke to me. He's always there for you. I started listening to what he said to me. Through all the questions and tears, he took me through promises he had given, reminding me of all that he has done, is doing, and is going to do. Seeing glimpses of his plan is enough to make anyone want to listen. Driving in my car, a sudden feeling came over me, a fraction of the realization of how great God truly is. I couldn't help but start to laugh. This was the first time I even smiled. I felt the Holy Spirit in the car with me, and in that moment, all troubles melted away. But this didn't mean it was all over. I started remembering, because of him, all things are held together. He's all-powerful. He can do as he pleases. And to think that he causes all things to work together for the good of those that love him. He made everything, things seen and unseen. He's present everywhere. He knows all things. I started to hear these things as personal, instead of, oh, that's in the Bible. This is when I started hearing his voice telling me about his love, comfort, and plans for me. I wasn't able to escape him showing me his love and care. From songs that play at the right time, feeling his presence whenever I start to think too much, and going for walks, feeling like he's holding my hand the whole way. He showed me that worshipping in times like these is my strength. Isaiah 61:3. When God is for you, who or what situation can be successful against you? Romans 8:31. Every time I opened the Word, it would be something to do with my situation. God would walk me through verses like 2 Timothy 2, verse 1, verse 3 and 4. So you, my son, be strong, constantly strengthened and empowered in the grace that is to be found only in Jesus. Take with me your share of hardship, passing through the difficulties which you are called to endure, like a good soldier of Christ. No soldier in active service gets entangled in the ordinary business affairs of civilian life, so that he may please the one who enlisted him to serve. Hebrews 11:17-19. Abraham was told to give up his child, knowing that through him the promise would come. So he calculated that God is worthy of his trust. Reading all about these heroes of faith, it started to sound like I could see my story in each of them. James 1 verse 2-4. James says to count it all joy when you fall into trials, endurance challenges, knowing that those things will cause you to become completely developed in your faith. Trials don't produce faith, but when trials are received with faith, it produces patience. But patience is not inevitably produced in times of trial. If difficulties are received in grumbling and unbelief, trials can produce bitterness and discouragement. This is why James tells us to count it all joy. Counting it all joy is faith's response to a time of trial. What happens when you have faith? The promises become reality. Hebrews 11. When God makes all things work together for my benefit, how can I not be happy? Romans 8:28. God's sovereignty and ability to manage every aspect of our lives is demonstrated in the fact that all things work together for the good of those that love Him. I came to a point where it felt like I had to make a choice. Am I going to give up or carry on? I heard the Holy Spirit ask me,
do you trust me? Trust me.
I trust you.